Welcome back to Mafuba Jar, where you've been sealed away for another amazing video. And today we're going to be looking at a lot of cards that have just been announced to us, which are including the new draft leaders for the draft box coming out on April 20th, and some cards for the Tournament of Power subset. So I did take a quick sneak peek at everything before I started filming, and I have to say, I'm not disappointed. Especially with the draft box layers, like, oh my goodness. And you're about to see why right now, when I'm starting off here with Khalifa. She is a red Saiyan leader that's also Alien and Universe 6, which that does actually matter for when we look at a Tournament of Power stuff here. And her activate main is once per turn, choose a card in your life, add it to your hand, and you choose this card and all of your non-black battle cards. They gain 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And when she awakens, you can draw 2 cards and flip her over, and she awakens at 4. So yeah, the activate main. Wow. She shortens her life and powers up everything you have minus the black overrealm stuff. Oh boy, that's amazing. Again, I've said this many times in the videos, I do not claim to be an expert on the metagame whatsoever. So what I say here, take with a grain of salt, but bye-bye Pan? Like, this does what Pan does, but almost better. Like, the only ways that Pan is could possibly topple Khalifa is that Pan lets you draw, and Pan applies to black battle cards as well, but wow. And I was kind of predicting that the busted draft leader was either going to be Hercule or Khalifa, and looks like it's Khalifa without a doubt. And this is just her unawakened side. Let's see, go ahead and see her awakening side. So her awakening side does the exact same thing, so you can continue to shorten life, add to your hand, and you continue to power up cards for the duration of the turn. And of course the traditional, when she attacks, draw a card. So yeah, I would dare say this card is amazing. And once again, she is all 3 special traits, which I don't believe we've seen before. Again, for those of you wondering about what the heck is with the Universe 6 special trait, we'll go over that in the Tournament of Power subset. So yeah, I am definitely going to be trying to pick up this leader and playing her. Alright, next up is the Son Goku leader here. And this one is just a Saiyan, no Universe 7 or anything like that. And pretty nice artwork, definitely have to say that. And his auto is when this card attacks a leader, draw 1 card. So you get early drawing. So not bad. Not bad at all. And his awakening happens when he's at 4 life or less. And you can untap 2 energy. So not too bad. Full power Son Goku is his awakening side. I have to say, out of the artwork, out of all these, I definitely say Goku wins. The art is just really good. And of course, the traditional auto attacks, draw a card. And his activate main is if you have 6 or more energy, choose 1 card in your life, add it to your energy. After adding a card from your life to your energy with a skill, if you have 2 or less life, this card gains 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. So definitely interesting, I will say that. This could have been an amazing leader if it had a way to boost up energy previous to you having 6 or more energy. Because, not that I'm saying this is bad, but the only problem is that our game now, even with the banning of Mecha Frieza, I feel it's just too quick for you to consistently make it a 6 energy. Not saying that you can't make it a 6 energy in this game, because you certainly can. I'm just saying it doesn't happen as often as it used to. So, again, I'm not saying this is particularly bad or anything. Definitely does have some potential, but my only issue is how often you're going to be able to pull it off. But hey, I'm no expert here, so if you guys are able to find a way to pull this off every game, then more power to you. I would love to hear all about it. Alright, next up here is the Hercule leader with 1,000 power. Yeah. I mean, we were kind of expecting something like this, and I'm also partially laughing because right here it says that the power is 10,000, but it's actually 1,000. So yeah, but this card is actually very interesting, believe it or not. So let's take a look at it. Its activate battle is once per turn. If it's your turn, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck. If there are any battle cards, you may choose to combo with them, then place the remaining cards in your drop area. So it's any battle cards whatsoever you could combo with. So it's not limited by color or anything like that, which is kind of cool. And when you are at 4 life or less, you draw 2 cards and awaken him. So honestly, I would say the activate battle would be more impressive if you didn't need it to do any sort of damage to your opponent's life whatsoever. So basically, you need a 10,000 and a 5,000 to be able to do anything serious to your opponent. I mean, 2 5,000 would cut it too, because then he'd be at 11,000 power, and they would still need a combo out of it to prevent loss of life. But let's go ahead and take his awakening side, which is very interesting to say the least. So he gains 5,000 power on his awakening side, and his activation is once per turn, place all cards from your hand into the drop area, and you cannot activate this ability with no cards in hand. This card gains 50,000 power for the duration of the turn. Very interesting. And if you place 5 or more cards in the drop area with this skill, this card gains triple strike for the duration of the turn. And when this card attacks, draw 1 card. Yeah, this is very interesting, I gotta say. For the 50,000 power boost, that's if they translated this correctly. Yes, they did. They most certainly did. So yeah, that's very interesting because that basically guarantees a knockout or a life draw if you don't have any counter or block or anything like that. Which we are seeing an increase of counters and blockers, so not too sure about that part. But there's no limit on how many you need to discard for the 50,000 power boost, so that's pretty cool. But you have to discard 5 or more cards for a triple strike, which you're only really gonna pull it off maybe once in the game, maybe twice. And I'm just saying maybe twice, but that's really only like a once a game thing where you pull out the triple strike. And it doesn't prevent counters or blockers, so if they do that, all you have to do is just activate a counter card and you just wasted your triple strike. So this can come in handy late game, I won't lie. But as I said, guys, this is a very interesting card. Like, I am very interested to see how this card plays out in the meta. I will definitely say that. And last but not least will be our Bardock leader. And I'll be honest with you, I was hoping for the most out of this guy. I was really hoping that with Mega Frieza being hit so hard, that this would be the next best yellow leader. And I'm not disappointed in him, but maybe I was hoping for a little too much out of Bardock. But I'm not exactly disappointed in him either. So let's take a look at him. His activate main is once per turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 3 or less and switch it to rest mode. So not too bad there. And when he lasts at 4 life or less, draw 2 cards and flip them over. So let's take a look at what he does flipped over. And he's Saiyan Power Grade 8 Bardock. So he's not the Super Saiyan Awakening like we saw in Cross Worlds. So his activate main is once per turn, choose one of your opponent's battle cards and switch it to rest mode. So it's any one of the battle cards. So that's not too bad actually. And his auto is when he attacks, draw a card. Out of the yellow Saiyan leaders we do have, out of Set 3 Bardock and Kid Goku, I will say this is the best yellow Saiyan leader that we have. And he does work kind of well with the Great Apes. I only say kind of well because yellow doesn't have much ways to accelerate energy. So getting off those Great Ape battle cards will be a little bit difficult without Mega Frieza boosting up like crazy, but for a leader for Great Apes, I would say this would definitely be the best thing now that Frieza got hit. Again, I'm not exactly disappointed in this card, especially on its awakening side, because I can put anything to rest mode. So blockers, especially, anything like massive you don't want to like have to deal with, or something massive that they kept inactive on purpose. Or let's say, for example, they kept a Khalifa in active mode because they want to take advantage of everything. Just set the Khalifa in rest mode and you could go ahead and try to knock it out. So, again, I might have just gotten too greedy with the Bardock, but I will definitely say I'm not disappointed in it. So with that, that does it for our draft leaders. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Tournament of Power. There we go. Alright, so we do not have everything released for this set yet, but we do have some stuff released for it. And one of them is going to be the leader card Vegeta. He is a red leader, and he's Sand/Universe 7, which now you guys are going to see why Universe 6, Universe 7 matters. And right on top of here, it says Warrior of Universe 7. Treat Universe 7 cards in all areas as if they had no specified cost. Which, pretty interesting. So let's say yellow, blue Universe 7, green Universe 7. You could definitely play them all with this leader, and they have no specified cost whatsoever. And his auto is once per turn, when you attack with a Sand battle card that is Universe 7 or Universe 6, you could draw a card. And when his life is 4 or less, you choose up to 2 of your energy, retap them, and switch them to active mode. And flip them over. And I will say the artwork is amazing. And right here it says Warrior Universe 7, Sand Bond Vegeta. Auto is once per turn. When you attack with a Sand battle card that is Universe 6 or 7, draw 1 card and choose the attacking card. The chosen card gets 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So, it's very interesting. It definitely ties together all Universe 7 and even Universe 6 cards that you choose to play in there. And I think that's pretty cool that he even includes the Universe 6 Sands as well, because of his little thing with Kaba. So I think that was really cool. Definitely think that was cool. And next up here, the Kale leader. Yes, we're actually getting a Kale leader card. She's a red leader. Like the Khalifa, she's Sand, Alien, and Universe 6. So she's all 3 traits. And her auto is when this card attacks a leader, draw 1 card. So early draw, not bad. And when you guys have 4 or less, you untap 2 energy and you flip her over. So let's see what she does on her awakened side. Lady of Destruction Kale. Not a bad name. So her permanent is if Khalifa is in your battle area, you don't have to place cards from your hand in the drop area as a result of this card's skill. When this card tracks, draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand in the drop area, and your opponent places 1 card from your hand in the drop area. So it's almost like a 50% Broly in red form, but instead of having Broly's ring to prevent your hand from being minus, it's Khalifa on your battle area. I'm not too sure. Like, it can be good, but I think Broly just has a lot more going for him as far as we're comparing it to. But Kale does have red going for her, and there's definitely a lot of ways to help boost this with all the red battle cards. So, hard to tell. I'm not sure if Kale's going to see too much play, but it's definitely an interesting leader. Alright, next up here, we're going to get into some of our battle cards here. And first one's going to be Backbone of Universe 7 Son Goku. This is a super combo card. And it works by if your leader card is in Universe 7 and if you have 5 or less life. So, you could actually play this a little bit earlier than most super combo cards, but your leader has to be Universe 7. So this is very deck specific. And it's the same thing as the usual ones we see. You draw a card and it gains 10,000 power onto its combo. So it's cool that Universe 7 has quicker ways to activate their super combo. So I will say that is pretty cool. That definitely does help out the Universe Tournament of Power stuff quite a bit. Alright, next up for our battle cards could be Gale Strike Vegeta. Nothing too special, just a 2-drop, 15,000, and he has Barrier. Not too bad. Majin Buu, full of energy. Now, it's a 5-drop, but you evolve it by tapping 3 of any color energy on top of a red Majin Buu. He has Double Strike, Barrier, and his activate main is choose 1 card in your life added to your hand. This card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. That's actually very interesting, because that activate main is not once per turn. So, and not to mention, 3 energy to evolve isn't bad either. So, wow, that could actually be pretty decent competitively. It definitely has potential. So, let's see here. Surprise attack Majin Buu. We have a 3-drop red Majin Buu, and I believe this is actually the cheapest red Majin Buu that we have. So that definitely helps us out quite a bit with this guy here. So he's Majin Universe 7. There are a lot of them are going to have this trait on them, which is good to help us with all the Universe 7 support cards that we have. And the auto is, when you play this card, choose up to 1 Majin Buu with 25 or less power from your deck and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So it even searches this guy here. So it's pretty good. This little combo pack here actually does have potential, I will say. And I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, now let's take a look at some of the Universe 6 guys here. Dimension Leaper Hit. So it's a 3-drop, 15,000 power, and its activation is send this card to the warp at the beginning of your next turn. If your leader card is Universe 6, play this card from the warp and its owner's battle area. So pretty much you can attack with him, activate, send him to your warp, and then during your next turn, play him back. So it kind of goes with some of our hit cards, like especially the tournament promo hit, where you discard a card and he was completely protected. So that's what seems to be the theme for some of these future hit cards are. It's going to be ways to protect themselves from getting knocked out and always being able to have a 15,000 beater. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, next up is Impeccable Super Saiyan Kaba. And its permanent is this card can attack battle cards in active mode, and your opponent cannot activate counter against this card's attack. That's pretty interesting. And its auto is, when this card attacks, if your leader is a red Saiyan, this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So, with the, not only with the Kale, but with the Khalifa as well, not only is that a card that your opponent can't activate counters to, and so he gains 5,000 on his own, and the Khalifa can give him an additional 5,000. So that's a 25,000 attack that your opponent cannot counter against. That's pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's really, really good. Not to mention, we have so many red support cards. We have Champa, we have Fearless Pan. We can turn that to a double strike that your opponent can't combo against. Like, not combo, I'm sorry, counter against. Just mind blown. So this card definitely has a lot of potential, whether you choose to play with Kale leader, Khalifa leader, or even Pan leader. They all have insane potential with this guy right here. So I am definitely happy with this Kaba leader. Kaba card. What's wrong with me? Alright, next up here is Kaba Universe Mediator. And 1-drop, 5,000 power, pretty standard. And as autos, when you play this card, look at the top 3 cards. That's from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Universe 6 card among them and add it to your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So it can search out anything with Universe 6 in its special trait, including this guy here. So not too bad. I don't think this has much of a way to search out your other Universe 6 Saiyan cards, at least the ones that matter. But it's still nice to have a way to search it if you want to build a Universe 6, Universe 7 specific deck. Alright. Next up here is Bold Super Saiyan 2 Khalifa. And she's a 4-drop, or you pay 2 red and any other colors to evolve on top of a Khalifa. And she has 20,000 power, not bad. And the auto is, when you play this card, look at up to the top 7 from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 Universe 6 with 15,000 or less power among them and play it, then shuffle your deck. Not bad. Not bad whatsoever. Because we could actually get this guy out because he initially starts with 15,000 or less power. So this one actually isn't too bad. Alright. Next up is Sister Attack Saiyan Khalifa. She's a 3-drop, 15,000 power. Not bad. And her auto is, when you play this card, if your leader card is a red Saiyan, you may choose 1 card in your life and add it to your hand. If you do so, this card gains 5,000 power and double strike for the duration of the turn. So it's a much heavy hit. Well, I'd say it's a slightly more heavier version of the Saiyan Kaba that we currently have. Except this one's not as generic. With Kaba, your leader and color doesn't matter. But with this one, you have to pay 3 energy instead of 1. And you only gain 5,000 more power than you would with the Sand Kaba, because you gain 10,000 power with that. So it's 15 versus 20. So, I mean, it's a good Khalifa that had to evolve into this, because you definitely don't want to evolve your green Khalifa if you can help it. But this by no means replaces the Sand Kaba, just because the Sand Kaba is a lot more quicker and much more generic. But again, I'm not saying this is a bad card either. And we also have a vanilla Khalifa as well. Pretty cool. Alright, next up here we have Sister Attack Sand Kale, 2-drop 10,000, and her auto is when this card attacks, if another Universe 6 card is in play, in your battle area, draw 1 card, and this card gains 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Not bad for a 2-drop, not bad. And we have Dauntless Kale here, she's a 2-drop blocker, and her permanent is if Khalifa is in your battle area or leader area, you can play this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. So it's a free leader, free blocker, for a very good leader in Khalifa. And you could actually activate this if Khalifa is not your leader either, because the Kaba Khalifa Kale engine is being seen play in many decks. So this is one of the ones that you could actually consistently activate its free payments if the Khalifa is in a battle area. So that's pretty cool as well. Anytime there's a free blocker, I'm definitely interested. And next up here we have Ultimate Evolution Frost. Now it is a 5-drop, 20,000 power, or you pay 2 red, 2 of any other color on top of a regular Frost. And this card has triple strike, not bad. And the auto is when a card evolves into this card, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with 20,000 or less power and switch them to rest mode. So not only is it a 20,000 triple strike, if your opponent has blockers, just evolve into it and you tap those blockers into rest mode. So that actually helps you deal with one of the potential things stopping you from getting that triple strike. Now, of course, your opponent happens to have a counter at the time, then I mean, there's really not much you can do. But being able to tap down battle cards, including blockers, that gives you one less thing to worry about. So, not terrible. I will say for a Frost card, definitely not terrible. Alright. Next up here we have Frost the Tactician, 2-drop 10,000 power, and when you play this card, choose up to 1 Frost with 20,000 or less power from your deck, add to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So basically it's a way to search him, so not bad at all. Alright, we're getting close to the end here, because I believe Universe 7 and 6 were the only ones that were officially released at the time. So, Universe 6 combination Botimo, he's a 3-drop, 15,000 power, but he's a combo card. So as always, when you come up with this card, choose all Universe 6 in your battle area. They gain 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. So initially, you only gain 5,000 power when you combo with them, and you pay 1 energy. But all of your Universe 6 Sands gains, not Universe 6 Sands, all your Universe 6 cards gain this. So I'd say it's definitely worth paying the 1 for that. All right, next up here is Universe 6 combination Vegeta. 3-drop, 15,000 power. He has barrier, not bad. And his auto is when you play this card, choose all of your battle cards with energy cost of 1 or less. They gain 10,000 power for the duration of the turn. Oh wow, that's pretty cool actually. So if you're running a deck with a lot of little 1-drops in there, you could have this guy in here, play him down, and they could all become pretty heavy beaters for that turn. So not bad. All right. Union Attack Botimo and Vegeta. This is another super combo card. And you activate this card when you combo with it, and your leader is a Universe 6 card, and you have 5 or less life, and you draw 1 card, gains 10,000. So, like the Goku, this is a quicker way for Universe 6 cards to activate their super combo, which I think that's pretty cool. Because so far, as far as the competitive meta goes, not many of these cards, at least the ones that have been released so far, are going to really make an impact. So having super common cards that you can activate earlier than most of the meta cards does actually help quite a bit. So I would definitely say this would probably be the best one to use in the Khalifa draft leader. So definitely cool there as well. Alright. Next up here, Strategies of Universe 7 is an extra card that costs 0 to activate, so this already has my attention. To activate main is choose all red sand cards in your battle area, then gain barrier, until the end of your opponent's next turn. Pretty interesting. I don't know how much play this will see, but the fact that it's a 0 cost and red sands are definitely prevalent in our game, that's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Alright, let's take a look here at the second page. And this is the only other card left as far as what's been announced. Time Kicker. It is a 1-drop extra, and it's a counter. Negate the attack if your leader is Universe 6. Choose up to one attacking battle card and send it to the warp. At the end of your turn, your opponent plays the card sent to the warp with this skill and its owner's battle area from the warp. So basically, it negates and sends it to the warp. So, not bad. Not bad at all. So it's definitely good that we have a counter card specific to Universe 6. So that's pretty cool. And that is it for the cards that have been currently released. Like I said, there wasn't really too much released. We still have a lot more cards waiting to be announced for the Tournament of Power set. So definitely can't wait to see them all. I'm really hoping that they come up with a lot more cards so that Tournament of Power can be prevalent in our meta. Because so far, only a small handful of them could make an impact in our game. We still have a lot to look forward to. Hope you guys enjoyed this long video. If you stuck with me to the end, you guys are amazing. Thank you all so much. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And keep a lookout because this comes out a little over a month from now, May 25th for Tournament of Power. But the draft box is just around the corner, coming out on April 20th. So definitely save up for this. It's going to be really amazing. I can't recommend this draft box enough, guys. So with that, you have been released.